Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Essential Review, where we're taking some time to speak with some of the guests of the upcoming City of Oaks comic book Odyssey, held on February 20th through the 22nd in downtown Raleigh. Here in this spot, we will introduce you to the incredible creators, artists, and innovators joining us at this year's COCO. Today, we are honored to spotlight a true legend in the world of comic books, Bob McLeod. How are you doing today, Bob?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's definitely my pleasure. Um, Bob has had a career spanning over 5 decades and has left an incredible mark, an untouchable mark on the industry. So, as we begin, once again, this is the Coco dedicated podcast. And our guest today is Bob McLeod. So, Bob, as we get started, many fans may or may not know that you are the legendary co-creator of the New Mutants, a team that um, evolved to influence generations of readers, inspire animated appearances, and even made a leap into the big screen. For those viewing today who may not know your full background and how your journey led into the industry, could you please share with us?
It was quite a journey. I'm from Tampa, Florida originally, and had to move up to New York City to start my career. You had to be in New York pretty much at that time to work in comics. All the publishers were there.
Right.
And I actually started in the production department at Marvel doing lettering corrections.
Okay. All right.
My very part of my first job was just taping the page numbers onto the pages of original art.
Okay. All right.
Used to be something called paste up and mechanicals.
Okay.
And I worked my way up from lettering corrections to art corrections. And after about 6 months, I started getting my own inking work. Um, One of the old time inkers there, Mike Esposito,
Okay.
had a
Yeah.
desk up in the Marvel office next to me. It was a small business back then, almost like a family operation, it seemed to me.
Right.
Um, some of the artists were working right there in the office, and Mike Esposito told me that I could learn how to be an inker faster than I could learn how to be a penciler.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I had never thought of them as separate jobs very much. I was very new to the industry and had not had much practice inking. So I said, okay, I'll give inking a try.
Right.
And so I started doing some backgrounds for Mike Esposito, did some backgrounds for a couple other inkers, and started getting my own inking work about 6 months after I started in the production department. So
Okay.
I quit production and did inking, and I was always penciling. My very first published work for Marvel was actually a satire of the movie Westworld for their Crazy magazine,
Right. Okay.
Pencils and Inks. Um, and after that, I did a couple other things for Crazy, but I was busy inking and trying to convince Marvel and DC that I could also draw.
Okay. All
But
right.
I
Right.
had not studied like most of my peers. I had not planned to be a comic book artist. I was going to be a humor artist. So I didn't know about storytelling and dramatic poses and all these different camera angles and everything that you have to learn to be a penciler.
Right.
I had a lot of catching up to do. It took me just about 5 years before Marvel was convinced that I could handle a penciling job.
Oh, okay.
So I started penciling in about 1979. My first pencil job was a Marvel team up with Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I
Written
got
by
that.
written by it was number 86, I believe. I think it was number team up 86.
Yeah.
Written by Chris Claremont. And I did a lot of Spider-Man fill-ins on the various Spider-Man titles and did a couple of X-Men fill-ins that the editor and Chris liked. And they actually offered me the job of being the regular X-Men penciler.
Wow.
Whoever was before me had just left. I don't remember if that was Dave Cockrum or somebody else,
Right.
Paul Smith or whoever was drawing it before then.
Right.
And I really wanted to draw the X-Men. You know, that's a
Right. Right.
hot title, and I was very excited. And then they just said, "Oh, and we also are thinking of starting up this new spin-off of the X-Men. We don't have a title for it yet. It's going to be, we want to do a younger team of X-Men,
Okay.
and you could be co-creator on that series with Chris if you'd rather do that." I mean, what an incredible offer, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, I really wanted to draw the X-Men.
Right.
Frankly, I mean, I
Right.
didn't know if this new title was going to go anywhere and might be canceled in 6 months, you know.
Right.
It was kind of a gamble, but I figured, you know, when else am I ever going to get a chance to be a co-creator on a new Marvel comic?
Right.
I
Right.
kind of
Right.
had to take it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and so Chris and I started, you know, going back and forth, making decisions about how the characters were going to look and what their powers, how their powers were going to manifest,
Right.
you know, whether they would have school uniforms or individual costumes, what the heck the team was going to be called. I don't remember who came up with the name, the New Mutants.
Right.
I never really liked that title, but I couldn't come up with anything better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that well, it definitely the New Mutants. When I first saw it, because I have to admit, I was a big X-Men collector, and when the issue number one came out, it was no doubt I had to buy the book, because anything attached to the X-Men at that time was just popping off. Now, being the co-creator and working with Chris Claremont is, of course, a big part of that legacy. When you look at how the team evolved across comics, animation, and film, is there a particular character from the New Mutants that holds a special place in your heart? And why? Why that one?
Well, when I was growing up, I discovered Mad Magazine when I was in my teen years, and I was a huge fan of Mad Magazine. I didn't actually read comic books very much. I read mostly Superman comics and Archie comics.
Right,
I missed the whole Marvel revolution when they were creating the Fantastic Four and all of
right,
those
right.
characters in the 60s. I was reading Mad Magazine.
Okay,
So that was my goal at the time was to grow up and work for Mad.
right.
So I wanted to do that style of artwork, that exaggerated caricature style of artwork. And when it came to design in the New Mutants, I kind of mostly came through the most on my character Cannonball. Uh,
Ah,
Kind of
okay.
made him gawky looking with big ears, and
Right, right,
um, I I felt he was closest to what I enjoyed about drawing characters. I think he's more fun to draw than someone like Superman because he's not as stereotypical hero looking.
right, right.
So I always had kind of an affinity for Cannonball.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I did like Cannonball. I definitely was surprised when I saw him transfer over to the New Warriors, I believe. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, he was definitely one of my favorites. Um, Now, aside from New Mutants, you've attributed to multiple titles, The Incredible Hulk, Amazing Spider-Man, as you said, Superman, as you mentioned, and even Wonder Woman. Outside of the New Mutants, which was your most rewarding work?
Um, you know, different titles for different reasons. But I guess if I had to pick one, as I mentioned, I read mostly Superman comics when I was growing up.
Right.
And when I got the chance to draw Superman as a regular penciler, uh, it kind of seemed like an honor, even though
Right.
I'd done a lot of comics already up to that point. That was well into my career. Um, I just was, he was always a little special to me because he's the main one I read as a kid. And I think I did some of my best work on Superman and was able to ink some issues as well as pencil. So that's probably the one I would mention, even though many others, are special to me as well.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna have to make a note because until I started doing my research, I didn't know that you did Superman, and I'm gonna have to pick some of those up. Um, now. I've got to stop for just a minute. I've got to mention because we are going to have attendees coming in that to the COCO that have never met you and they've seen your work, but when they think of New Mutants, they think of other characters, and a lot of people don't tend to go back to the beginnings of it. But those that do know me as coach of Essential Comics. Um, I met Mr. McLeod and Ms. McLeod. It was almost been 3 years ago. And I have to tell you, when you attend the COCO, you have to stop by Mr. McLeod's table because they are a joy to talk to and they're very engaging. And I have to admit, it's a pleasure to have you as a guest here at the Coco. But now I'm gonna get back to my
Thank you very
my
much.
my question. But I didn't want that not to be said before our time ran out.
Well,
Uh,
my wife and I were equally as impressed with you and your wife.
oh well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll make sure I'll let her know that. Um, for those attending the Coco, okay, and they're meeting you for the first time. What is the one thing that they can expect when they stop by your table?
I would hope they would expect, and they will get my attention, and I will treat them the same whether they're spending hundreds of dollars on me or nothing at all. I don't give special attention to people just because they're buying something. I'm so happy to have my fans, and I enjoy meeting them, and I'm happy to shake their hand and talk to them, and just make it a good experience for them.
Right. Right. Yeah, a part of the Coco, a real important part is the educational piece for those in our area that want to be able to get the hints, get the notes, get the I guess the ideas that you have that will help them get into the career. And that was another reason that it was important to bring you on board because I know you enjoy talking about things like that. How to take those steps or what steps are important. Yeah.
I actually have a little booklet that I made, how to uh, not how to draw, but how to do comics, how to
Okay.
use your drawing ability to help you draw illustrated stories,
Right.
comic books.
Right.
And I taught at the Pennsylvania College of Art and Design for about 10 years, teaching drawing and comics and other art related subjects. So I enjoy teaching and talking about the process.
Oh, well, good, good. And that's what we're looking forward to receiving. But as we get ready to conclude, I do have one more question. When If there was a character that you would want to just add, or that was maybe in the formation of the New Mutants that didn't make mustard, what would that character be and what would it look like?
I really liked that we did. like multicultural, uh, more international, ethnic mix of characters on the New Mutants,
Right.
and they've done more than that since I left the series. Um, I like drawing, and this goes back to again my Mad Magazine days. I like drawing all different kinds of people,
Right.
different races, different heights and body types and whatever. So not a character that I would know. I'd have to create him, but I would like to do one from a different ethnicity or country that I haven't done before.
Okay. All right.
Um, I mean, we had Sunspot as an African American or Brazilian American
Right. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
character. The some of the other darker skin races can,
Right.
as an inker, be a little more fun to illustrate than the
Right.
pale white guys.
Okay. All right.
Female characters are, for me, more fun to draw than the male characters. I was always more into the heroes and the villains.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know, maybe some foreign female.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I may have to put that to the test when you're down in Raleigh.
Uh,
Okay. I may have to initiate something there.
Maybe even an alien character.
Oh,
Why can't we
wow.
have an alien mutant?
Okay. Yeah, that would work. That would definitely work. Well, I want to thank you for your time, and it has been good. And I think this is definitely something that our prospective attendees will enjoy. As an prospective attendee, I want to thank you for your time and look forward to catching us next time as we continue this series of introducing you to the guests that will attend the COCO. Um, in closing, I want to ask you to keep creating, keep dreaming, and keep believing in the power of storytelling through comics. And as always, dare to dream. Take care.
Thanks.